This is a version of Mork Borg called CORP-BORG, which is as described. Let's try the hell to get this game to work and tell you a bit about it. So CORP-BORG is a Mork Borg version inspired by evil corporations, demons, and imminent apocalypse. And Mork Borg, this fabulous game, is very old school. You will see that you have a number of attributes that range from a negative number, and if you're lucky, might be 0. If you're even luckier, it might be 1 or 2 in terms of your main attributes. These would be like soft skills, hard skills, those kinds of things. There's your main skills. You may have up to 4 or maybe even 5 hit points if you're really lucky. You will have some interesting traits and features, and it describes who you are. Now, in the original Xmas special, you were part of a wizarding group, but unfortunately now you've been taken over by Wokos, the wizards of the countryside of the sea. I'm informed it's a legally distinct entity, and not to be confused with anything else. And you have all been promoted in a way that makes you feel very much like you've been demoted a lot. You are now probably some kind of corporate nerd, an engineer maybe, or a drone of a corporate nature. If you're lucky, you might have some skills, and you might have a few things knocking around that could be useful but probably won't be. And these days, as you know, more senior members of the intern staff for Wokos, you all know that really the people who hold the power are the huge evil gaming corporation. Aren't really this huge evil gaming corporation Wokos that you work for, but are in fact the company that funds it all, which is just terrible organisation, because Wokos is just a subsidiary of Capsi and Samson. Although earlier when I was describing it to Nick, we decided it was Capri Sun, but you get the idea. They are this hideous organisation that, they came up with this drink. This again is legally distinct, not to be compared to any real organisation, but if you do so, I can't control what you choose to do with your own minds. But they created, in the July the 7th of 1677, a cocaine soda drink. And they called it Coda. And since then, they have just become this massive conglomeration, hell-bent on making sure that everybody, enjoys their fantastic products, the fast-moving goods, the chemicals. They will do anything to make sure you get really cheap, awful stuff that doesn't make your life better, but you enjoy buying it. And they are lorded over by Maxwell Sampson Jr., CEO, who really has some problems with his face, from what I can work out if you look at him. There's an image on the DIE-HARD channel. I'll pop one up in a minute. And they are located, their headquarters is just this red levitating orb somewhere in the Americas. And they're an awful organisation. Now, they really are the power behind the throne. They're really your bosses, and you know that everyone at Wokos really is just a puppet. But you have been sent to HardCon, the con that is just too hard. It's a gaming convention. You have to sell your products. That is your mission brief. And you are a series of awful people who work in this Wokos organisation. Again, legally distinct, just in case you didn't get that. And your job is to sell your new product. Now, would you like to take a stab at trying to describe yourselves from your character sheet, and we will explain any of the nuances that might baffle you? I mean, Nick, bless you, you've probably looked at these more than most people. Can we get a vague idea of what your character is like, who they are, and a little bit about them that you like the sound of, and then we'll just all try and get our heads around these awful people that we're playing.
Right, let me have a look. So I am Jane McLean Jean. And now I get called Jane. That's my fake identity or forced identity.
Yes.
I'm a supplier. So I'm responsible for all the equipment and supplies for the office layout and safety.
Excellent.
That means I know my way around the building. What can I tell you? I wear quite a nice suit.
Nice.
I carry a handbag. And I always carry a mug. It's always filled with like air water, but I always carry it around.
Good.
And what else can I tell you? I am quite flexible, but quite low on the skills, the soft skills. When we find out what they're all about, I'm quite lucky in my attributes. I'm on a level of like mostly zeros. Got one bigger one.
That's lucky in this game.
Really
You
bad
mostly
one.
got 0 for an
It's not
attribute.
bad, yeah.
It's good. That's good,
Yeah.
believe it or not.
Yeah, and I'm skin. I don't have very much in the way of savings.
So, is it? I think it's safe to say that, it's been 2 years since the incident at the plaza, which we've all done our best to forget. But things don't seem to have improved since the corporation took over, unless I'm very much mistaken. I mean, what would you say? Have things improved for you, for Jane McLean? Doesn't sound like it to me.
No, Jane McLean feels like. So, I'm here because I have very low self-esteem, and this is all I deserve. My current issue is the deeply unfair workload distribution that stresses me out.
Right.
So no, I don't feel like we've moved up. I mean, if I remember, the team last time were like ops or we were like wizards, weren't we? But
you were apprentices. Yeah.
Apprentices, yeah.
Mm.
Now we seem like plebs that work in an office and not a good office and not a nice place. I do like my coffee though. The coffee benefits for me are good here.
Good.
But I can't see much other like improvement from the last place.
Okay. Thank
taken over.
Yeah, thank you for that summary. I do. Things won't get any better, I'm afraid, but
No.
Nicely done. Now, OG Craig, you have played this a bit before, so do you want to give a stab at describing, your good character and like how you understand them from this resume that you've got?
Yeah, I'm Deborah R. He used to be known as Jim McClim. He was covered with skin, and he had 4 monkeys who have now abandoned him, so he's lost all his best friends.
Oh.
In our last episode, he did all the work and got none of the credit, so he's definitely not having a good time.
Yeah.
But he got very bored, so now he's in the corporation. And he's an engineer, I think.
Oh God, you've been typecast. Sorry.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, we can switch characters and make you something else. Give you a lot of soft skills,
He's not got any soft skills.
Okay. What can he do, if anything, as an engineer?
Not very much. As far as I can read, anything he's good at has been neutralised, so he's not in a good place. He does seem to carry all his tools around in a fetching bright red handbag, so that's exciting.
Nice. So he fits in to the milieu of the office then, with his handbag
Red's
and his
the
engineer
corporate colour.
status. It is, yeah. For Wokos, yeah, likes red.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to tell me about your character?
No, I don't think so.
Well, I I'm saturated with information there. I'm sure we'll uncover more about what you can do as an engineer. We'll see. I'm excited. Now, I can't quite face asking Dash yet, but Dash, I'm going to do it anyway. Tell me about what you understand of whom you are playing and what they mean to you, deep in your heart. What do they mean to you?
Well, guys, my name is Jem. It's short for Jem. I've had quite a few traumatic relationships in the past, Never met the right man, but don't worry about that. I'm sure it'll get better in the future. I've joined this company because I feel like I need to spiritually belong to something and be part of something, in depth, feel I'm part of a team. Not that that matters. My current issue is that this one manager, he totally puts me down all the time, and it's making me feel really stressed. But again, most likely. Oh no. This lasts a bit long. But I totally deal with this stress by carving lines into myself.
Oh my god! Oh my
Yes.
god! There's going to be a lot of trigger warnings. If you need an X or a timeout, feel free to, in any way possible.
I just read that last wrong. I didn't realise she was self-harmless. Just ignore that bit.
This is a parody. This is a parody. But seriously, if there's anything that makes you uncomfortable, do.
No, it doesn't make me feel uncomfortable.
Stop.
Just an action that part in the game. Really.
It is not going to be a nice game.
Yeah, I'm a controller. I've always had a really good eye for detail and stuff. I see shit that people don't see. I can spot bugs and glitches and inconsistencies quickly and reliably. It's ironic that I didn't see the truth in those men that I dated, but it's now my job to protect not the quality of the product, but it's to look after you guys. I'm here to protect the co-workers. You're my friend, and I'm totally there for you. I can apparently bend reality.
Just you already have for me. I'm on the floor. Oh gosh. Oh, right.
And I have a few other little skills. That's about it.
Wow. Okay. Whew. Thank you. I think. I'm exhausted. Mr. Craigie B, the second coming of the Craig. Now you've had a chance to look at your character sheet. You've heard everything that's gone on before. God help you.
Yeah.
Well, what are you making of whom you have been allotted, sir?
Yeah, so I guess I am John McClon, Edmion. He is a miserable creature, so I was adopted by a blood cult, and then because of their cronyism, I made the lofty rank of a help desker. Effectively, I'm the first one to take a hit, and the stress of handling these customer complaints has given me tinnitus, panic attacks. And in addition to that, there's a complete lack of privacy in the bathroom due to dozens of cameras, which makes me break out in extreme rashes. The only real skill I have is that I can take the first hit in a fight, and then the attacker becomes overwhelmed with guilt by looking at my miserable face. So that could be useful, I think. But other than that, yeah, just living out this miserable existence.
Wow,
to customers.
You sound like a call centre I've spoken to so often. The Royal Mail, I think they really do struggle with themselves.
Yeah.
God.
So yeah, that's him. That's John McClom.
Yes. So this is what's happened to you all. You've all become part of the corporate machine. No, but there's a potential ally here, in the shape of. I mean, I say potential because it is Mork Borg. Even when you are on each other's side, you're not really on each other's side at all. But Jackie, do me a favour. Try and tell me what was going on with you and who you are.
So I at one time was Samantha before the takeover. I used to be a a tech for NTW Nightly News. While they were spreading their sort of massive misinformation campaign, I kept all of the lighting and the tech working and all of that stuff. However, during a recent corporate takeover with the channel of Fox News, I was forced into the position of news anchor because they fired all of their other news anchors. However, they had kind of mismanaged who was going to be hired, and they're sort of their lead male anchor position was open, but not one for a lady. So they forced me to be Jeff, in which I am now. Now I am a techie that has been forced into this incredibly, what I consider both a position of incredible privilege, but also one that I'm incredibly unqualified for. So I am desperate to get a good story, hopefully one about corporate greed, but honestly, with an integrity of -2, I will take any story I can get.
That's smashing. Whew. Well, so there we are. These are professional corporate people, I think. It is 2 years after the Plaza incident. And now you are all upgraded in the new organisation and clearly loving your jobs. You are arriving at the very dull international airport of Dulles. See what I did there? It's Christmas Eve. Thank you. It's Christmas Eve. And, you know, you're hoping to meet with... Who in the end of the last game actually ended up going off with Holly? Did anyone end up winning Holly's affections? I can't remember.
I think somebody did, but I don't think it was any of us lot.
No. So that makes it a bit awkward, because according to the script, this is very tightly scripted. You're going to pick up your wife, Holly. All right, you're going to meet up with Holly finally. She never got dragged into the whole corporate thing. She jumped ship as soon as the corporation took over. She jumped ship and set up her own business, and you're going to meet her. You've arrived at the airport, and the airport is also conveniently slap bang next to this awful hard con that you have to attend, this gaming convention literally from hell. Now, so the airport is next to this giant edifice surrounded by pitch darkness. This giant edifice is sponsored, of course, by every single sponsor for this gaming convention. It's located in the Pucks East Convention Centre, but has been sponsored by, you know, the corporation that underpins you, Capsy and Samson. So it takes the form of this massive drinks carton, hellish drinks carton, and every single logo of every affiliated sort of like company that is sponsoring this convention is embossed, etched on the exterior of this massive building, which is shaped like a can of Coda. So you also have sponsorship from, well, what kind of sponsorship deals do you think might have been dragged in by the Coda Corporation? You know, you've got the baby Formula One from Nusley. You've got the sponsorship from Camden Hell's Beverages. What other corporate sponsors would have been dragged in by your corporation, do you think?
Sausage cheese. Those people that make the sausage cheese.
Oh, all them, yeah.
Bavarian smoked ski.
Yeah.
Sausage cheese. I don't know the makers.
a horrible smell of sulphur comes off of that particular stinky badge, I think, because they smoke it literally in sulphurous, hellish, sort of like special smoking chambers. Any other ideas for the corporate sponsors that are underpinning this dreadful gaming convention?
I'm thinking Desperate Help, a mental health app for when you finally break at your job.
Yeah. There's got to be some big pharmaceutical company as well, supplying us with the cocaine. So it's like...
Absolutely. And you, unless there are any further ideas, pause just in case there are further ideas. I'm not getting any. Right, so you have just flown in from, from your own corporate building. So those of you who have talents which enable you to get around your own corporate building, you're shit out of luck. So that's not good, is it? I'm looking at you, Nick. I think that was one of your gifts, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm very good in our particular HQ building, but still the shadows suit me, so I can still sneak around as long as there's shadows. You
can, and actually, you have been on your flight. I would say, not to render you completely useless, because Mork Borg does that on its own. You have studied the layout of the airport. The surrounding facilities. There's a horrible looking ski slope that looks dreadful. There's also, what looks like some kind of hellish church. More about that later. Hopefully not. There's some kind of skywalk, an annex skywalk. I'm sure that won't be relevant at all. And, there is this horrendous game con that we've just mentioned. And, you are disembarking at Dulles International Airport. And you see this sign, that's flashing in this hellish greenish haze. And it seems to be listing flights, from various parts of the world to where you are now. It's listing them all off. And, that they're mostly coming back with cancelled, arrived 3 days early, cancelled, all the worst kind of results. But you see this hellish display blinking on the arrivals, and you also see there's an awful lot of people, well, I call them people, that's being generous, weird misfits arriving, and people in suits, and people in all kinds of funky outfits, as they're cosplaying as different role-playing game and tabletop game characters. It's a mess here at Dulles International, as everyone's arriving to attend the convention or to, host a game or to do some kind of interview. And of course we would see that you're there as well, Jackie, your character, because you're part of an important media team, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if you, Jackie, as you see all these people arriving, if there's any... Because you're after a story, aren't you? Is there anyone you're looking out for in particular within the GameCom world? And you can make up any nonsense you like. I'll roll with it,
Yeah. So I am kind of doing two things at the same time. I am trying to get B-roll footage because I'm the only one here. I don't have a crew. I don't have anybody here, so I have to do all this myself. So I'm trying to get B-roll footage of anybody walking by. But the camera keeps panning over to people that look particularly tired, downtrodden, desperate, or if I hear any loud voices, I'm looking at them. I'm just trying to find somebody that seems to be having a particularly bad time.
Yeah. Now, you seem to describe nearly everybody in this airport, from the staff to the people who've arrived exhausted at the last moment, those who have got face masks on but are appalled to find that the vast majority aren't wearing them. People who are in security just seem to be slamming people up randomly up against the wall and ask them pointless questions about whether they have fruit on their person. It's a hellhole of a scene. What, dare I ask, are the wizard of the countryside of the sea representatives doing now that you've arrived in this airport scene? What are you up to? I'll accept anything at this point.
Firstly, can I have... Because we got a flight here, right?
Oh, it was awful, yeah.
Right. But was there any kind of like beverage handed out? Could you get like could I have got like one of them tiny bottles of wine that you have on the flights?
Yeah, perhaps. Roll a dice.
Nice.
Pick one lying at hand. I don't care what it is. Tell me what dice it is.
Any
And
dice?
any old
D6.
dice you got. A D6. I love a D6.
D6, I got a 5.
You got a 5. Hang on. There's random tables awash in Mork Borg. I'm sure I can find something. Yeah, I mean, there was on the flight lots of things being handed out. I mean, some of them appear to have been drinks. What you got handed out for some reason is Scrabble's desperately. Well, you got a welcoming pack, but it wasn't yours, and it's got there's a badge. It says Chief of Executive Quality Recruitment and Occultism.
Okay.
And there's also what did you say you rolled again?
I rolled a 5.
You rolled a 5. There appears to be some kind of hellish sandwich, which is very curly.
Hellish sandwich.
Yeah.
A curly hellish sandwich.
A curly hellish sandwich, as well as this person's badge, which you notice is actually lodged in the sandwich, now that you come to look at it.
Oh, okay.
For the Executive Chief of Quality Recruitment and Occultism. That's a job title.
Okay.
It's also got a name.
Right.
Brace yourself.
Go on.
This is also racist. I can't say any of it. I'll go with the least controversial. Sam, just Sam. It says.
Sam, just Sam.
That's the least controversial on this list of options.
Sam, just.
Sam, just Sam.
Right, okay. Damn. Okay. All right. Well, I'll
But
scout
no
around,
drink,
see
I'm
if
afraid.
I'll scout around and see if anybody else has managed to snaffle one of them just a little mini. I just need one
Yeah.
to get some alcohol.
Oh, okay. Well, was there anyone amongst your so-called colleagues in your team who got a drink or anything, or on their person, or anything useful?
I've got a coupon for free coffees.
Whoa!
You can borrow that. Or have that.
Oh, wow, that's okay. All right, do you want the sandwich? Seems like fair trade.
That sounds like a fair trade, yeah. What's in it?
Girls, it's a curly sandwich.
A badge.
Sorry, let me rephrase. Do you want this half a sandwich? And I eat half of it. On the sandwich. I've got this half a sandwich you can eat.
A great trade. And yeah, you get a coupon
Nice.
for free
Beautiful.
coffees.
Dare I ask what other members of your team are doing as this riveting exchange of coupons and sandwiches is going on? Dash, save us all. What are you doing?
Well, Jem is like, oh my god, she cannot believe how basic the security is in this place. It's like so lame. Anyone could get in here. So I'm just like scoping around, looking for the safe route. I've got to protect my homies here, my team.
Yes.
Who I feel like a spiritual connection with. So I'm just like, looking out for any sneaky corporate people that could like disrupt our convention and stuff, their
All
job to get the
right.
product out. I'm here to keep them safe.
Okay, now before I move on to find out what your engineer friend, played by the good Craig, is doing, this sounds like you need to make a test. To me, I'm going to set it.
Okay.
If you're looking out for, what did you say?
Well, it says I've always got an eye for bugs, glitches, and inconsistencies. So I'm obviously making sure that the security team.
Oh shit!
I'm wondering why the airport security
Alright.
is so shit.
Yeah, all
And
right. Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
I'm looking out for, like, if there's any other corporate people that are there that might be there to, like.
Oh my god, it's a wash with corporate
said
people.
that's-
You're not going to have any
Yeah,
trouble
no.
noticing them because they're everywhere, including yourself. So I can't accept that as it's not a challenge at all. It's something so simple. An intern is doing it already, but I think it's for you just a simple, like, everyday task, really, to spot these kinds of these things that other people just don't spot. So I want you to make a roll. Now, what kind of skill are you going to use? If it's just sort of sounds like you're trying to spot something going on, what kind of it's not an intimidate or a charm or persuade. What kind of trait are you going to use? Yeah.
Let's have a look. Don't train.
Spotting things is observation. I mean, you can use
Yeah.
you could use a knowledge skill, maybe a knowledge ability, but
What have I got? Soft skills, hard skills.
I think this will be a knowledge test.
I do as well, of course.
Yeah.
So, knowledge
looked-
of how airports should normally be run.
Yes, and you've been on enough of them. God,
Yeah.
there were quite a lot of stops to get here. You know, there's a lot of Mork Borg world to cover in a really slow, crappy aircraft. So yeah, give us a knowledge test. Then you're rolling a D20, and you're applying your appropriate trait, which is probably a minus.
No, it's a one, actually, knowledge.
Woo! Bloody hell, you're lucky. All right, get to add one
I know.
then. So it is a simple, like, everyday task. So for you, it's a difficulty rating of 10. So you need 10 or more to succeed. God help
I
us.
got 18.
Wow.
Well, 17 with the one, so 18.
Well, don't, I mean, it's bloody good. Instantly, you observe some things. First of all, Jackie, please describe yourself again, because you were doing something that looked like a complete security hazard to me.
Absolutely. So, first of all, I am wearing a very ill-fittingly large suit that just is barely hanging on my body. But I also have my tool belt with me for when I was a techie, because I don't feel comfortable without it. And I am barely holding a oversized camera, kind of just seemingly filming people in this airport is kind of what it looks like from the outside looking in, and then occasionally scrawling things down on a notepad messily.
So you observe all that for a start. You clap eyes on this. I mean, you shouldn't have people filming like this. They don't appear to have any obvious sort of... You didn't notice any notices that says that filming will be taken and anything to do with consent or anything like that. There seems to be some non-consensual filming going on by this person whose clothes barely fit them, and they're scribbling things down in the manner that Jackie just described. Also, I'd say you notice a contingent of incredibly suspicious people. People in suits that are so dark and mysterious that, I mean they just look suspiciously like an awful lot of federales or extremely powerful people trying to look incredibly inconspicuous, but because they've all chosen black with black and a lot of black and black shades and all the same black hats, they they stand out a mile amongst all the nerds. And they are just in a big cluster, radiating suspiciousness, and they're currently being harassed by what looks like a sort of airport cop who is so wide He's virtually his own planet and has hair that can be only described as multi-directional, possibly multi-dimensional. It's very strange. But this airport cop, I suppose, with a belt made exclusively of Twinkie bars, is giving them a hard time, but they are just standing there looking terribly unconcerned. So that's what you observe, and then as you absorb all that, I would just like to see if our engineer colleague has anything to add. What would we find you doing, Monsieur O.G. Craig, at this point?
Probably trying to round everyone up along with all our stuff and get out this airport, because we've got drinks to sell. This isn't a holiday, and it's important to me to be part of a winning team.
Yes.
Not a bunch of losers. I'm also keeping one out for my manager because I've got mandatory training I've not completed.
Oh,
I don't want him to catch me.
That must be gnawing at your soul, and
It makes me wail like a banshee when it gets too much for me.
oh my god! So when you fail a stress test, that's what's going on for you. Oh my god, that sounds awful. With all this on your mind, then, and this scene unfolds within this chaotic airport scene, what are you going to do now, Monsieur Ladash? You know what is your character doing now, given that you've observed what's going on?
Well, I think I'd be trying to gather the team a bit. And be like, so, like, guys, totally look over there. Look at those hideously dressed guys in that, like, black. I've never been caught dead wearing anything like that, man. They're totally suspicious. And look at that. Look at that cop. I mean, he needs to be introduced to a gym, like, urgently. But apart from that, he's finding them suspicious, and he looks like a dumbass. So, like, let's just stick together, and maybe let's get out of here as quick as possible, because they look like trouble, if you know what I mean.
Is that what you're doing?
Oh, we could just do nothing if you want.
Thank you for joining
Okay.
the Xmas special.
John McClon's just answering, like he's on the little help chats dealing with customer complaints. So he just like looks up, like, yeah, where are we going? Should we get to the convention? And then just goes back to his stressed little typing.
I mean, there is a massive queue to get into the convention, of course, and everyone who is milling around. Some people are going through security, having pat-downs. There's impromptu meetings breaking out. People are already having arguments about their favourite role-playing game as they're queuing to file into the convention hall. There's lots of random pop-up promotions happening. It's a chaotic scene. So you also do recall, as I think I mentioned earlier, that you did arrange to meet. What did I call it? Did you mention, Holly did say that she would try and meet you in the convention hall because, you know, she misses you guys. She struck off on her own. You got sucked into the big corporation. She didn't. She's got her own business. You know, every email correspondence is, you know, arrives with an annoying ping pong, you know, optimistic chime of how successful she's being. So you're really not looking forward to seeing her again, but she did say that she would try and meet you in the convention hall. So there is that going on, as well as the desperate ringing urges of your manager to sell, or you're out of a job. So those are your priorities right now in this scene. So as a group, what the hell are you doing? And of course you've got this worrying person observing you making notes with a camera to contend with too.
I think German's clocked, but it's just like Doesn't want to spook the others at the moment.
Mm.
So guys,
Can we
he's
see?
like,
I was just going to say, can we see where we're supposed to go? Is there like a clear,
Oh God, yeah.
you know, so and so people this way or whatever?
Yeah, PAX East, Conard in massive letters, flashing. Really fucking
All right.
causing people seizures because it's just so inappropriate.
Okay. And the other thing is this badge that I found of the chief executive recruitment,
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Does it have a picture on it?
yeah,
Is it
sure,
like an
of course.
ID.
Yeah,
badge?
it is. It is an
Alright.
ID badge for that. Sam, just Sam.
Does the Sam's badge look like more important than us lot? It look
Well-
like he's got higher privileges to get in by looking at this badge. The
I
gold
mean,
badge.
I mean, it's more of a platinum badge, really. According to the badge, you know, it gives him access all areas.
Oh yeah. All right. So what I would like to do is use an incantation,
Oh God.
and if I roll it, I can change my appearance and voice for D20 minutes to look like the guy on the badge, and then we hopefully just be like that. We're all with me, and
No.
all fun.
There's mini games to play in this before you get into the con. You can't just bypass the whole lot. What are you doing? Well, go on then. What? Roll your incantation.
well, that's if I cast it.
you're
I
like
mean,
totally ruining it, Jane.
Well, okay, yeah, go on, have a crack at this incantation then.
I mean, it's if I, if I don't do the check, I'll just lose D2 hit points anyway.
Oh, great,
Do it.
and probably
If I
die.
if I roll a nat 1, I'll trigger a random fuck up. Apparently.
An arcane fuck
So
up. Yeah.
Even that. I mean,
So it's knowledge. It's a DR12 test of knowledge to invoke your incantation, if I remember correctly, and you will take,
Yes,
as you say,
and I've got
D2
plus
damage
0.
if you fail. You got +0, so that's a good chance. Roll a D20 then, and let's see
roll
if this
D20.
incantation works.
So,
Yeah.
yes.
19.
19.
Bloody hell!
Yeah.
Wow.
What is this? What does it
That
remind me of?
was
This incantation? What does it look like when you do it?
So, my name again, Jane McLean. Jean just spends a minute like mumbling and staring into this badge, and then like her face starts to like manimal into like to the person. Now I don't know if the clothes change. It says change appearance, so otherwise I'll just look like just Sam, but in my
In
regular
your normal
suit.
outfit. What?
A three-piece suit.
What would,
Yeah.
I personally think it's funnier if they don't change. But what would you like to see happen?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think it's funnier.
Yeah.
I think she just keeps her normal suit and red handbag. Oh, not a red handbag. That's somebody else. I have got a handbag. My handbag is, I don't know, silver.
Oh.
I've got a silver handbag. And a
Okay.
three-piece suit, but
Dear tacky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, totally, yeah.
So you are transformed into this executive, this high-powered executive with a platinum card, Sam, just Sam.
Just Sam, yeah.
Yeah, just Sam, as we established, and you look the spitting image of them. But I believe it's for D20
Oh, hang
minutes.
on.
Is that right?
D20 minutes, yeah. I got a roll.
Yeah, roll a D20. See how long this lasts, because it could be
Right, hang
crucial.
on.
Yeah.
D20. 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes is okay.
Not bad. 10 minutes. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. By the way, go on.
I was just going to be like, right, gang, we've got 10 minutes. Let's go and like head for like the most important looking door with the most security.
Now, I wonder if your character, Jackie, whether Sam notices this, because this does seem unusual. So,
Yeah. I presumably I'm a different Sam, right? I'm not the same Sam.
fuck.
Check, have you lost your badge?
Have you lost your badge? Is this your old badge? It could be.
I checked
Oh
for my
my
badge.
God.
I immediately checked for my badge.
It's not there.
Oh.
It's
Now, this
And
is
then
my
you-
badge before the corporate takeover, so it's probably
Yeah.
not going to let you in anywhere important.
let's see.
So I realized that, and I realized that you now look shockingly similar to me.
Yes, you.
And
What's
I- I walk up and I kind of like build up a little confidence. I speak a little under my breath, and I walk up directly to you and I go, hello. Can I ask you a few questions?
So someone who looks like you now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously, I know I've transformed into the badge person. Now
Yeah.
I can see clearly this is the badge person.
Mm.
I'm just in a panic now. We're in a rush. Come with us. We have to go through
Just a few questions. I swear it won't take long. And I'm like pulling out a pad, and like it's kind of the papers are flying everywhere as I'm trying to get some information.
I think when you pull out a pad, like like, what the f do you think you're doing, girlfriend? Thinking you're pulling a gun or something, kind of thing in between the two of you, then realizing you look the same.
And I address you directly, and I just go, I'm here with the local news. I'm just getting some reporting on the con, and you all seem like and I look at Jean directly in the eye, and I go, you all seem like very important individuals, and I just wanted to figure out what you're doing here and how I can best report your situation.
If I may just pause you for a moment, because I do want to see what on earth Craig and the second coming of Craig are doing as this is going on. I mean, can I turn to the OG Craig? I mean, you've been trying to corral everyone, and you're really intent on getting the job done, and you are worried about your mandatory training, which hasn't been done yet, and what your manager's going to say. And all this is going on. What are you doing right now?
I think I was all set to start chasing. I've forgotten all the names. Jean. When Jean turned into a more important person, I was all set to get in the con, so I was like ready to run after.
Sounds like you'd be in the immediate vicinity then, and so therefore, an eyewitness to this encounter between Jean, who's turned into somebody else, who's then actually stood in front of the person they just turned in front of and is having an awkward encounter with. Is that fair?
Yes.
Do you want to do anything about that, or just let it happen?
It's not my job.
Fair enough. Unless there's anything you want to add, and feel free to chip in at any moment. We'll turn to the second coming of the Craig, Mr. Brits. What are you doing?
Well, so yeah, I am just eating that half of the sandwich, and he's just on his phone, just answering customer complaints.
It's a lot
Looking very
coming in.
stressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just head down. He saw that Jean was kind of gestured us over to that big important entrance, and he's kind of wandering, head down on the phone, kind of almost bumping into the back of them if they're stopping to talk or have an issue.
I tell you what, that sounds fun, and I want to make it more fun. Would you be so kind as to roll? Oh, I don't know. Have you got a dice anywhere near you?
Oh, in the other room. I mean,
No,
roll one
no,
on this.
Roll any dice you like on the dice roller, because there's so many tables in Mork. I can find something it'll work with. Just tell me what it is you're rolling.
A
D10.
D10.
Oh,
a 1.
A D10, and you rolled a 1. Okay, so I'll take that. You have bumped into Asperina, according to her badge, and she looks like what I would describe as a complete arcane fuck up. She's incredibly nervous, but you have been heads down trying to field all these urgent complaints about, how the drink that's meant to give you wings actually does give you wings. And didn't like them. They were the wrong kind of wings. And how the drink that's meant to give you pep in the step, they don't like the pep that they got in their step, and they're wanting to replace it with something less peppy. Thank you. And this arcane fuck up Asperina, who is dressed in full dark wizard, edge wizard outfit, is eyeballing you like, excuse you, what are you doing? Like, and she's looking like she's going to make a complaint about you assaulting her by running into a person. Anything you want to do about that?
I think he's just taken aback, like, excuse you, and then goes back to his phone and starts looking.
No, she says nervously, no, and she's looking around for airport security or someone to complain to. No, I'm Asperina. You don't just barge into me. No, this is not on. It's not on. No. Don't hurt me.
I'm not the barger, I'm the bargee.
No.
Can't you see I'm busy? You barged into me.
I did not. I was stationary. I'll draw you a diagram. And she starts to draw you a diagram on a piece of paper about how the collision happened. And it's like an incident reporting form gone wrong. It's awful. There's a lot of paperwork to do here. What am I going to do with the rest of my day now that I've got to report you bumping into me? Oh. Anyway, as that hideousness unfolds, and everyone keeps milling on around you, let's turn our attention back to this conversation that's going on between Sam, just Sam, and Sam, not just Sam anymore, but Sam who's given another job role and is very nervous about it, who's trying to interview herself, apparently. What's going on there? And of course you've got, bystanders close at hand now, paying some attention to it, so carry on. What are you lot doing now?
So I'm just continuing to press for questions. Like, I'll just keep asking things, even if I'm not getting answers, just constantly. So I'm saying, like, what are you doing here? Who do you work for? What are your sales numbers? How is your workplace conditions? And I'm just going through it before I get, like, a single response.
Under this barrage,
Right,
what are you doing?
Yeah, and I'm saying, like, I'm basically like walk and talk. Like, I'll talk to you as long as we keep moving towards like the way that we're going. I think when you mention something about like the workplace conditions and stuff, then I start to first I'm like, oh, we've only got 9 minutes left, but then I start going into how deeply unfair the workload distribution is, and banging on about that.
And that silences me, and I start getting really deep in my notepad, writing down every single note of all of this.
Yeah.
No, I think at this point, original Craig, your pager goes off. It's your boss asking you why you haven't done your manager training yet.
Oh no.
Yes, your worst fears have been realised. They've noticed you haven't done your mandatory training, and they're paging you directly to inquire why you haven't submitted all the paperwork vis-a-vis your training of the mandatory nature, sir.
As soon as I find a phone, I'll call them up and tell them about it.
Well, is that something you really want to do, or are you just going to sort of like hope that you don't find a phone? Because you are in an airport and there's quite a lot of comms around.
I thought we were queuing up to get into a conference.
You are. The conference, you're at the airport and the conference is right next to the airport, and there is a massive queue to get out of the airport straight into the hard con.
I'm slipstreaming the two Sams to try and get through quicker, because they're pushing forwards. Deep in conversation, so I'm just kind of tucked in behind them, trying to get there quite faster.
You are.
But no, I'm not going to break out the queue to find a phone to deal with this stupid mandatory training.
Fair enough. In that case, the pager just keeps going on.
Pager, so you're giving me a better communicator.
Yeah, it just keeps intermittently paging you and nagging you about that. In that case, as you try and slipstream around, but there is this there seems to be an ongoing interview going on, really, from what you can tell, between Sam, just Sam, and Sam previously, not just Sam. Oh, it's very confusing. I can't keep up. So, with all this unfolding, it seems to me that is there anybody paying attention to anything other than what's immediately going on? I mean, what about you, Dash? I mean, you seem to be always on guard for threats and security. You seem to be the most likely person to notice anything else going on at the moment. Is that fair, do you think?
Yeah, I'm totally observant. I like see all things, man. Yeah.
Make another knowledge test roll then, because there's stuff going on and I want to see if you're the person who clocks it. I mean, you've noticed these shady guys who black on black.
These are dice rolls are forged at 17.
What did you roll?
16, but it's plus 1 with the knowledge is 17.
Nice. One.
I don't believe it. Then you do notice something, and it doesn't please you at all. I mean, you'd clocked that the airport security guy with the incredible circumference and the Twinkie sort of like belt system had been suspicious about the people you were suspicious about. The people who were so black on black it hurt, so dark that even the shadows looked embarrassed to be near them. Have suddenly clocked that an important person has just arrived into the airport as everyone is streaming to get into the convention. They immediately push the rotund airport security guy to one side, and he sort of spins about with an indignant squawk and make a beeline straight past you like a military unit, sir, towards this guy who is immaculately dressed, really cutting edge sort of super executive suit. It's a lot of armour if you play Corp-BORG, a lot of armour, and who looks really cool, calm and collected. He has this beautiful swept hair and pert lips, very big lips, Mick Jagger style. If you get that reference from the late 50s, 60s, good luck to you. He is just this gorgeous man, and they're immediately form a phalanx around him. And is there anything you want to do about that, or?
Well, I think Gemma's a bit flustered because it's an attractive man, and she's like,
So attractive.
Sorry, into vapid relationships. But first, she's like, excuse me, man, how totally rude. Can you not see me? Did your mother not teach you manners? And I probably tap him on the shoulders, get in.
Oh, do you? I mean,
Yeah.
these. Oh my God! So you
These
tap
guards past me, yeah.
as they pass it, yeah, and they're passing in order to form a phalanx around this beautiful man. They appear to be his heavies, his bodyguards, who have suddenly clocked that he's arrived. But he turns and just smoulders into the camera for at least 20 seconds, giving it full smoulder. And in this unusual accent, he says, "Yeah, oh God, it's French, isn't it? That's what's happening."
Or Welsh.
Yeah, could be Welsh, could be anything at this point with my accent work.
Welsh.
Welsh. No, we're not doing French Welsh. We've done that before. I'll work on it. I'll improvise. He looks at you, having smouldered solidly for 10 to 15 to 20 to 30 seconds, however long it takes for me to work out the accent. He's smouldering away. But he's about to speak. We're all riveted to hear what he sounds like. These Mick Jagger lips just... But then one of the security guards just walks in front and says, "Get out of the way." And obstructs you. Get out of the way.
Can I use instant insight? Outside of a fight, you can examine a situation and discover a perfect solution, e.g. a way to escape a trap, a weakness in the code, etc.
God, sure, you can give it a go, and I'll take it.
Plus 1 undone.
So how many undone have I got?
Well, how many undos? By the way, in this game there are some counters that you can earn. You can earn undos. Let me give you a few clues as how you can earn them. If you make a die-hard quote seamlessly, I will give you a free undo to add into your meter. Right, just a hint there. So if you can quote me a bit of die-hard and work it in seamlessly, then I will give you a top-up undo, because you only get so many. All right, so I'll just chucking out. There are things that you can do to earn extra credit in this game to, keep it going and alive. But yeah, bearing that in mind, and anyone can do that. Have a go at this awesome feat of yours. What have you got? What are you doing? It's not another knowledge test, is it?
What, this thing?
Yeah, what is it that you're doing?
It's a skill. So
Oh god,
it
a
says
skill
once
test.
a day.
Yeah, go on.
There we go, yeah. Once a day, so I can either do it in a fight or outside of a fight. So this is obviously outside of a fight.
It is outside.
You can examine the situation, discover a perfect solution. So obviously, just gives examples. And it says costs 1 undo.
You just spend
So I
an
guess I've
undo, and that
I'm
happens.
guessing so. Right, it doesn't say anything about dice.
Well, I mean, undos are valuable because you can use them to sort of like re-roll things,
And I can only use it once a day, so that's it now.
Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, is this what you want to spend it on? Are you sure?
Yeah, she's interested in this man. It's like-
So, because of your shallow interest in this handsome guy, you want to find a way. What is it you want? What is it you want to achieve?
I want to get past. I want to find a way to get past the bodyguard and get get the attractive man's attention.
All
So I
right.
can find out who he is.
I mean, you could just walk around him. He's only a fucking guard, It's... Honestly, sure you want to spend an undo on this, but if you want to spend an undo, you're straight there and you've got his attention, and I will have to stop messing about and work out his accent. If that's what you want to spend it on, you can go ahead.
So they give it my undo.
God,
So
really?
what is
I
the
can't believe you're
solution?
spending it on getting around a bodyguard, but we'll take it. Right. Oh, I mean, tell me then how it is that you managed to outfox this massive bodyguard instantly and get the
Outfox
gorgeous
him.
man's attention. How do you outfox him?
Oh God, don't.
Anything you like.
Give me a second.
Yeah, I've got that. Gives me more time to think about this guy.
Yeah, think about his accent.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got it. Have you got it?
Okay. Right.
You haven't, have you?
No.
Anything. How do you manage to? It could just be a mundane sidestep, or you could do sort of like deploy
Okay,
your...
so I literally
charms.
say to the bodyguard,
Get out of the way.
if you are what I think you are, then
Uh-huh.
you know when to shut up, when to listen, and when to pray.
Is that a quote?
Yep.
You can take an undo back because you can have it. Yeah, go on. Nice.
I
Well
literally
done.
just push him out the way.
And he's staggered by the audacity of you using your meta knowledge. So you earn a meta for that. So you earn a meta undo for that, and he's just left with the shattered remnants of the broken fourth wall of the game, and you pass by him as he's dazed and stunned by this, and there you are, face to face with Coronel William Billington Stewart. I really worked hard on that name. And the man smoulders again. He's still smouldering from last time. And he says, "You look very familiar. Is your name Tracy? Do you work in HR?"
Would someone from HR be able to sort a bodyguard out like that?
He looks over the broken,
My name's
shattered
Jen.
remnants of his bodyguard. "You're hired. I want you on my team."
Oh, this could be good. Well, I do like to protect people. So, like, what's the money situation like?
Very good indeed. Very, 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 very good. An awful lot of shekels are coming in. And he looks around in this busy convention hall. He says, "Are you a loon?
Am I alone?
Are you a loon?"
There's
billions of people.
And two of them look the same.
I mean, he's very good looking. He's not very bright. All right, it's a
Okay.
stereotype.
I literally just take a step to the side and go,
Yeah.
yeah, totally. I'm like totally alone.
He looks at you intensely. There's more smouldering. "How do I know you're not one of them?" he says mysteriously.
Well, like, I
How
have
can
no
I
idea what
trust
you're
you?
talking about, man. But I mean, if you want me to be like your best bodyguard, you need to like totally give me the. I can't remember the number. Is it 501 down low? I don't know. You really need to give me the down low.
Well,
What's going
yeah.
on?
I mean, you spaffed your once, so you cut right through it. So I'm going to give you quite a lot. He says, "We are waiting for the big cheese. He's completely going to blow this hard con into the dust. He's making a very large purchase. A very large purchase indeed. They won't know what hit them, these drinks people, when he gets here." Do you catch my drift? I'm being mysterious right now, so I hope you're getting that.
I'm like,
And
I don't know what to say.
do you know what else you notice? As you're absorbing the weirdness of this man, you suddenly notice some things. I mean, these security guards of his, are all packing massive amounts of heat. I mean, massive amount. The weapons they have on them should not be anywhere near this gaming convention. I mean, you smell this is a massive corporate rollover situation. This is a hostile takeover situation here, and this guy, this Colonel William, whatever his name is, Stewart, is clearly part of a hostile takeover that is going to take over the whole of this hard con, run by the people who run your organisation. And this is either the best thing that's ever happened or the absolute worst. It's hard to work out, but they're packing a lot of heat. It's scary. Really scary.
Like telling me everyone's in danger here? like a corporate terrorist attack?
Yes, exactly that.
And against like my manager?
Yeah. And the whole of your team, and the whole of your organisation, and the boss of them. The whole fucking lot, mate, yeah.
So if this happens, are you telling me they won't be joining us for the rest of their lives?
I mean, are you asking him that directly, or asking me, the GM?
I'm asking that directly.
You're asking him directly. Well, I've already established that he's beautiful looking, but dumb as a bag of hammers. He says, This is the ultimate email situation. He says, this is the end of it all. Do you get me? This is kiss your ass goodbye time for those creeps with their cocaine sodas. The end of it all. And everything here, if we don't get what we want.
Yeah, I totally get you, man. Just one little exception. Like, I don't give a shit if these guys all die, apart from my team behind me. So,
Oh, you're not a noob, he says. Suddenly the myth of you being alone in the massively crowded room suddenly hits him. He realises he's having a one-to-one with someone in this massive sort of airport. Oh, yeah, he comes
I just thought
Yeah,
you were
this-
being metaphysical. We're technically like all alone, man.
He smoulders for a bit as he thinks about that. I like you. I like you a lot. But suddenly I see that maybe I'm having a bit of a foolish interaction with someone I shouldn't be talking to, and I'm wondering why my security guard hasn't blocked you. What did you do to him? Hmm?
Well, you know, I'm a likable person. You know, people just like me. I'm chill. I'm cool. I'm totally like. That's why I'm good at protecting people. You know, people don't expect the
I don't think,
Valley Girl.
as a GM, I don't think this conversation is ever going to end, so I'm just going to cut it here.
No.
And see if anyone else.
I'm a chip in and go.
Yeah, I'm going to give them the chance because there's this really intense scene going on. Is there anything anybody please wants to do to help me out here? Because we're stuck in a dialogue hell.
Stuck in a loop.
Well, I still want to flash the platinum badge and just get through the door, through the queue, through the crowd, through the whatever it is, metal detector, the barrier, into
Well,
the next bit.
Yeah, you can do that. I mean, that badge that you got, as long as its original owner is who's currently interviewing you, isn't going to do anything to stop you, will certainly open up, you know, one of those executive fast skip all the lane type things.
Yeah, that's it. Fast lane.
wanna
I'll
be-
look around to see where all the team is and see if they're like.
Wow, look
Yeah.
about you.
I'm uncomfortably close. The whole time.
Right there.
This pager going off
I've
constantly.
not been noticing what either
Yeah.
Ash's character's been up to at all. So I just want to get sell some damn dreams.
I'm hoping if I'm like maybe one foot away from you, the person checking badges will think they have deja vu, so I can get in
Yeah.
with my own badge.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, let's find out who the person checking badges is, whilst Craig Brits contemplates what he's going to do with the very nervous woman about to make a massive complaint about him and drawing incredibly complicated insurance-related diagrams. Somebody roll a d20 for me, and let's work out who the person in control of the fast lane is into the conference. Anybody?
I gotcha.
Yeah, go on. D20.
10.
10. Okay. Please don't let this be completely inappropriate. Alright, it's Terry with an I, who has a broken arm and is pathetic.
Oh,
God.
Harry
what
with
he
an
feels-
eye, is that his surname?
Terry with an I. Yeah, that's his surname.
Harry
With an I. Yeah. We're blagging that one. I mean, we've had Sam, just Sam. Now we've got Terry with an I. And with an I is his surname. Anyway, with their broken arm, which they're... And they're definitely not entirely human. Let's make sure that is plain. You know, they have a certain ambience about them. You know, and probably an ambulance, judging from their broken arm situation. We need one. But I mean, they are covered in Gothic symbology. You know, they have one of those T-shirts that just lists off various heavy metal type bands and gigs they've been at. You know, they've got a strong goth/emo look about them, and you know, with their arm in plaster, looking pathetic. You know, with a hard con badge and an aircon security badge, all the con badges. They're looking at you like this is the last thing they want to do is let you into the the fast lane and piss off everybody in the slow lane. But what are you doing with that badge?
holding the badge up in front of their face. Come on, let's through. We got shit to do. And I see with his broken arm, I'll be like, and I've got loads of stuff on me. I've got like a set of cables. I've got a mug in my hand.
Well, what
So
can you do to?
I want to
I
do
mean,
that.
I mean,
Well,
he
let's
may
tell you, I hope to
notice
do
that there are
that,
2 of you, so that might be an issue. But so go ahead. Sorry.
Well, he might, but then also there's the rest of the team right by me.
Yes. Is that good?
Yeah, so what I want to do is just be like, I've got stuff in my hand, I've got a pile of cables, I've got a cup
Yeah.
of water,
Yeah.
he's got a broken arm.
Yes.
I'll be like, I want to do that Darren Brown thing where I say, like, just hold that cup of water for a second, I'll hold the door. Now,
Yeah.
give me that cup of water, I'll give you these cables, hold that, now I'll
Oh my
hold
God!
this,
Oh my God!
and just bamboozle him until, like, everyone's gone through.
Yeah. All right. Because you will definitely get through on your pass, although it's a bit dodgy that you got someone who looks exactly the same at you, and time is a ticking here.
Well, you know what I'll do? When I show him my badge, I'll say, Sam, just Sam, and then I'll point at other Sam and say, Sam,
There's
just
Sam, just Sam
no
again.
relation.
Yeah. Oh
No,
my
I'll
God!
say,
Yeah.
Sam, no relation, because that's a die-hard quote.
Oh, so you get
So-
you get a quote, and you can have an extra
Yeah, undo.
undo. So you've got spare undo just in case you need it. And now I'm gonna have to call
Might
for a
need it.
roll here. You need a roll. You might need it here.
Sure.
You got an extra undo if you
Well,
need it from that quote.
perhaps you could just give me a really quick explanation of what all the, I get hard skills is physical stuff like hitting stuff and throwing
Yeah,
stuff, right?
yeah. Soft skills are like persuade,
Soft
intimidate,
skills,
and charm.
persuasion, intimidation, and charm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Strike,
So it's
push,
gonna be
pull,
fucking-
lift, and throw is hard skills.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Okay.
So this is a soft
And,
skill if you're persuading or charming, which sounds a bit like it is.
And what about the others? Integrity and knowledge. Any of those?
Integrity
Are you
and
doing
knowledge.
those Darren Brown tricks.
Oi, 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 oi. Are you running this game or me? Or what? Oh, it's all right. I love your enthusiasm, but look, I went to the trouble of printing out a cheat sheet. I'm gonna
did
use
you?
it. Yeah. So I know what I'm talking about for once in my life. So integrity is surviving and resisting damage. Thank you, Dash. I do love you. But knowledge
Okay.
is science, hacking, and incantations. So this sounds more like. Oh well, you tell me what you want it to be in terms of a skill test, trait-wise.
Well, I mean, it sounds like persuading or bamboozling them is going to be a soft skill, much as I think that's going to be awful.
Oh, good.
Um,
Thank God for your undo.
yeah, I don't think I can get away with blagging any of the others unless I could. It's fine. I'll do that. I got a -2.
Ooh. But
I'm
you
not gonna
have
get
got
away
the
with bribing
badge.
then, am I?
You have got the badge, and
Yeah.
the
All right.
the badge is going to shift the difficulty rating, to make it a simple, like everyday task. That might help.
All right.
But you've still got that -2.
D20. Oh, that's a 7.
I mean, 10 is a simple everyday like task.
Yeah, I rolled a 9 and I've got a -2.
Yeah.
I'm
So
hoping that you guys all can just pile in before we get really in the shit.
it's it's not going as well as you want it to. I mean, he's going to let you past, and but he's having conniptions about the fact that there seems to be someone identical to you and all these other people. He's not falling for it, your persuasion, even though you've got the badge. It's so awful. He's actually waking up now and starting to think that, yeah, I mean, this is more than his job's worth to let you and the rest of your crew past. It's going to create a lot of problems. You see his hand reaching for what looks suspiciously like a sort of panic button. But he hasn't pressed it yet.
As he does this, I want to immediately, realize what's happening. Go to as if I am going to interview this man.
Oh,
Pull
God.
out my notebook and
Yes.
drop it onto his broken arm.
Oh, awful. Terrible. Yeah, well, that sounds more like a hard skill, like a strike or a push, sort of, dropping something.
Yeah, I'm
unless
gonna make it
you're
look like an accident, but
Oh.
that's what I'm doing.
All right, yeah. I'd argue that was a hard skill, but if you've got any other way of, any
I
preferred
am
trait.
very happy with it being a hard skill. My hard skill is a 3.
Oh god! Suddenly, I'm not so happy.
God, looking for some.
Yeah. Mind you, there's always the option to use an undo, Nick. I just want to remind you for that, and you can bring it in at any time if this this support doesn't help.
Sure. I got a 16 total.
A 16.
Oh hell yeah!
I mean, that is a difficulty rating of so hard you might just give up, but you've done it anyway. And he's like, I have a physical disability. He's yelling, "What are you doing?" Oh no!
I quickly gather all of my notes, just apologize, and scramble into the con.
And he's so much pain he can't get to the panic button and staggers off, and then he looks desperately for someone to console him about this a brutal, if accidental, attack, and is very, very upset. But that opens the floodgates. You get in, but then now anyone else in the team feel like they want to take advantage of this? I know that you were very
Absolutely.
keen. Yeah,
Okay.
you pile straight in, and you're
Yeah.
going. You're
Nice.
I mean, you're getting past this massive queue, are suddenly clocking onto the fact that you lot are getting past them, and they're really upset about that. But you are hammering
That's
your
great.
way.
But I don't care.
And your buzzer is going off. Bzz, bzz, you haven't done any military training. It's just reminding you every 5 seconds you haven't done it. You haven't done it.
As in Vader Zim quote, do I get anything for that?
Was it?
No,
Yes. All right. You can have something for that. Yes, definitely.
no it's
Have
fine. It's fine.
oh.
I don't need anything.
Don't you? All right. You might need it later. I regret that, but no, fair enough. Okay, so you're barreling past now. There is this conversational loop going on, but what about? Well, as before, I can't bring myself to go back to it right now. But what are you doing, Mr. Ritz, in all this? I mean, you've got this anxious person about to make a complaint about you. You're dealing with all the complaints, and she's trying to make a complaint about you, dealing with the complaints and bumping into her. What are you doing? Because everyone else is
just
barreling in.
Yeah, I think he does notice that. He's like, oh, look, I've really got to go. I'm just gonna try take advantage of his miserable face and hope that she gets overwhelmed by guilt. So, listen, you can absolutely make a complaint. Just note down the number on your thing. And then
My thing.
but please, I've got to go.
What?
I've got to go.
You can't leave. I'm in the middle of making out a form and a diagram and everything. I've got to complain. Don't hurt me. You're going to have to find some way of getting past her. How are you going to do it? What trait do you want to test? Or skill or ability do you want to use?
My flexibility is quite flexible. Maybe just to weave past her and just back away, just like, no, seriously, it'd be fine. Just ring the Wokos helpline, but just actually try to squeeze past her.
Okay, so this is a normal difficulty rating, so you need a 12 or above. You're using your flexibility, so you can take a d20 and add the flexibility trait to it.
D20 plus 2.
Yeah. Oh, wait, bait your breath.
Roll it. Sorry.
That's all right. I'm excited. I'm not really. Go on, come on. What's happening?
I'm just working out how to do this.
Oh, that's right.
There we go.
We'll relax.
Oh my god, I got
Oh,
6
God, 4.
total.
6? Well, that's not going to crack it. I mean, she's hovering to the right as you're hovering to the left, and it's all getting wibbly. No, and she's thrusting forms into your face. You must sign this disclaimer. Everyone here has to sign the disclaimer. Why haven't you? And she's making a big scene, and you're not getting past her. Unless you want to undo, or someone else can help you out. Otherwise, you're just going to be there for the duration, along with this conversation with the smouldering man and, you know...
So, you've got issues. So, I'll stop talking to this man. I will totally protect you, but meet me at my convention booth. I'll tell him where it is roughly, and
So are you
Be like-
flanneling him? Are you flanneling him, sir? Are you giving him really where your convention booth is?
Yes, I am. I'm giving him exactly where it is because I think he's going to be helpful to us because he's got armed guards and stuff. So I'm like, I must go now. I need to protect my team. And then
He presses a hand to your person, if you permit it, and he just says,
Yeah.
Once Esperanza is here and all is secure, I will come to you, my love. What booth did you say?
I don't know. What's our company called? Is it?
You
Who's
don't
vague?
even know the name
Eric.
of his own company. I mean, you work for Wizards of the Countryside of the Sea. I mean, I don't see what's difficult
That's it.
about that. But you are a wholly owned subsidiary of Capsy and Sampson, who sponsor the whole of this and own the whole of the building and probably most of the airport as well. So,
I was like, I tell him roughly what it is. I'm like, don't worry, you like totally will find me. And
Wait.
then I turn around.
Wait! You're one of them. You're with Capsy and Sampson. You lied to me. You temptress. Nevertheless, I must away. Esperanza awaits, and suddenly all these black shadowy guards, finally wake up and drag their knackered colleague off, and he gives you a wistful look.
So then I walk over to one of the McLeans, the one that's being harassed by the woman with the complaint.
Yeah.
I just gonna act and did. I think I'm going to use flexibility evade.
Yeah.
And I'm
You
just
try-
trying to like drunkenly weave in and out of the queue and just go, yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers! It's Christmas time! Let's get this convention going! And I just grab his arm and hopefully just pull him with me.
Are you going to attempt to do that? Because he's having absolutely no joy getting past this very anxious woman who's about to cause a massive scene in a lawsuit. So yes, make your roll, and of course I will give you for your incredible law knowledge of Die Hard a law bonus, which gives you an undo. I like it.
So I did flexibility, didn't I? Evade.
Yes, it is flexibility. Now we have established that this is a 12 difficulty rating. So
Okay.
Good
So
luck.
flexibility's 2.
oh god, so it's D20 plus 2. He's rolling
Oh, I got a 21.
Oh, come on.
21.
A lovely 90.
How can you roll like that? And Christ. Okay, so then, well, that happens then, and look, suddenly you're being extricated from this awful scene, and the woman is unable to, just surrounded by paperwork as you whisk away your friend, and you join in this rush, unless I'm very much mistaken, and you are in the fast lane straight into the con.
No, woohoo.
This is prepare for a shock. Are you prepared?
Yeah.
All right. God. I'm going to give you some new characters because when I flip the table, what happens in the flip the table is that I say I've had enough of this game, this old school game, and you're going to roll a D3. On a 1, we're stuck in the same bloody game system. On a 2, we switch to a Call of Cthulhu game system, and you're going to get new characters as Call of Cthulhu modern characters instead. So we just completely switch the game. Or on a 3, we end up with a Savage Worlds game. And that's
Okay.
what flip the table means. I flip the table, screw this game, we're going to play something else. So roll that D3. D6.
Oh my god.
And what are you getting?
D4.
So,
What's a D4?
I
Can't fucking...
don't have a D3.
All right, what did you
No,
roll on a
Get
D4?
D6.
Get a D6 and halve it.
Yeah, I get a D6.
One.
God. No one has a D3. God. Well, I suppose there are some.
You do on the tabletop on like. So it's a 6.
A 6.
That's
Yeah.
3.
So we're switching to Savage Worlds. So in a flip the table, everybody else stays as they are, but you switch into a different system because I'm sick of this game.
Okay.
Oh,
You're
no.
too bloody good at it. And this is what happens in real games. You know, when we become sick of a game and everyone's doing too well, the GM says, sod it, I'm bringing in a whole new game system and you're going to have to try this. So now, scrap all those characters. You can just park them. You can keep them. You might get back. You can unflip the table and try and roll a D3 and get back into your OSR game if you want. Or you might end up in the same game or in a D100 game if you're really unlucky. We're playing Call of Cthulhu all of a sudden instead. But now you're going to play Savage Worlds. And so I'm going to give you some Savage Worlds characters to look at. And you're going to be playing them instead. Well done. And you're going to be straight into HardCon. But let me give you these characters. This is probably the trickiest one to do because there are a series of links I'm going to give you. So, all right, let's do it sort of randomly. Now I don't know who's got what. Now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters. So Nick, I'll do you first because you bloody got these characters together for me. Roll a d6. What do you get? What do you get?
Yeah. Type it in now.
Yeah, go on. 5. All
5.
right. So you get character 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. I'm copying a link. God help us. Is this going to work? So whenever you try and do anything technical, it never does. All right, go to that link. Oh my
Okay,
God, you've
so
got the
that's my
Abyss
one.
martial artist.
I've got a
And the-
Atlantean
Yes.
martial artist
Yes,
who is delusional, stubborn, and obese.
he is. There you go. That's who you're going to be playing when you get into HardCon. You are an Atlantean, somewhat sort of like a fish race. You're very large. You struggle with the hindrance of being delusional, but very stubborn. You're an expert in your chosen martial art. God knows what that is. And so you are an Atlantean martial artist. And that is who you are taking into HardCon. Because reality is bent, the table has been flipped, and you are transformed instantly in front of everybody. Nobody else notices, but you now become an Atlantean, delusional, stubborn martial artist of extreme size. Good luck with that. I mean, the upside is you can pilot an aircraft. That might prove useful, given there's an airport nearby.
That could be fun.
All right.
It could be!
So the
Let's
pilot.
get out the convention, go fly a plane.
Right. Mr. OG Craig, now all that's happened to you is you've had a page ago repeatedly, and you have managed to blag your way in, but God help you, sir. You've got to roll a d5, so I don't know. See what you roll half d10, I guess, and see what you get.
D4.
A
There's
d4.
only 4 left.
Oh, that's true, I can't do maths. Roll a d4, Mr. OG Craig, and let's see what you land.
Oh, 4.
You roll a 4. Oh my goodness, what have you got? God knows. Right. All right. You're getting this, and this link will take you straight to that character sheet. Hang on, is that the same one? I've rolled the same one again. Hang on. Don't do that one. Might help if I click the right one. All right. Okay. Here we go. This is so random. I don't know what I'm doing. Right. No, this one. You are now playing a Savage Worlds elf. He's an arcane character. He has a beast friend. Good luck with that. He wears leather armor, I can tell you that. What else can we see about him? He's overconfident. He is an elf after all. But he's a pacifist and he's quirky, so he has some kind of quirk, which might be just something really mundane, you know, like he always likes to end his sentences with a capital letter or something stupid like that, or he likes to chain smoke Gauloise, whatever you like, something quirky. And he has a number of different spells, and he has no armour, I think maybe a bit of leather armour and a giant pot helmet. So you are playing that elf pacifist magician with some kind of creature. I'm sure you'll find something useful to do with them. Right. Yeah. You can follow that link and start to get to heads with them because you're taking them into HardCon. Now, Craig B. Do you want to?
Yes.
I think we've got, what, 3 left?
D3?
So, yeah,
D3?
D3.
Three
and then
left.
yeah, go on.
2.
2. Okay, right. That's 5, 4, 3. I see 2. Right. Oh God, what's this? What have you? These are all random generated characters. Okay, so what can we see about them now? If you click that link, it will take you to their character sheet. But
Yeah.
I can tell from the description.
Avian. I can fly.
A flying bird person with a crossbow. He's arrogant. He's a doubting Thomas. He's anemic. His name is Beta.
Very noble.
He's very noble. Oh God, he's going to be so irritating. A noble bird person. I think he has very thin, very thin bones. So he's a bit fragile.
Okay.
Yeah, you've
Perfect.
got to do whatever you can with him. I mean, he's a bit of a ranger, really, but a flying one, I think, is his style. So, good luck with
Sweet.
flying. Yeah, you'll be taking him into HardCon thanks to the successful rolls of Dash. Now, who hasn't got anyone yet?
Jackie and I.
Yeah.
Jackie, right? So it's a coin flip, really.
Sure. All right. We'll do 1 or 2.
Yeah, and then
2.
you got a 2. Right?
I'm number 1.
You're number 1. The first one that we rolled up randomly for this. Okay, what number 2? Not the anemic doodah. Hang on. Oh right. Okay, so this is what you get, Jackie. I mean, apologies in advance for these characters because they're completely non-optimal. That's the point.
Okay. Let's see.
You can click on that last link. See what you can make
this
of
last
that.
link.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm Charlie.
Yes.
I'm very elderly. It seems like.
Very old. Yeah.
Very old. And I have. Oh, I'm like a dinosaur.
Yes, you're saurian. Yeah.
I'm an elderly ancient dinosaur. This is fantastic.
And you're a mentalist, you're a psionicist, and you have the powers to stun power. You have got stun power. You can blind people. You can create confusion.
An old psychic dinosaur. Got it.
That's going to be you. You're walking into the HardCon as a psychic dinosaur. Now that just leaves us with the person who left us in this mess. What have you end up with? What's the first one that got created? God help me. I don't even know what this is. You'll have to help me out here.
That's great.
Here's what you ended up with, thanks to your success in this table flip. You click that link and it will take you through to their character sheet. Now, see what you make of that.
Is it called Alpha?
Yes, he is the alpha. Well, you could tell some things about him, and he looks like a fighter. He's a Rakashan.
Yeah.
What's a Rakashan?
So apparently, I don't know. I've got claws.
Oh, great.
I've got a big mouth, bloodthirsty, ugly.
Yes.
And my hindrances: I'm greedy,
you're a
ugly,
cat
big
person.
mouth, bloodthirsty. I'm a cat person.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Skills: climbing,
Yeah.
fighting, intimidation,
Diagonals.
shooting, stealth, and taunt.
Yes.
So when it says shooting, is that like arrows or guns?
Both.
Okay. Leather armor, helm, flail, dagger, throwing axe.
Yeah. You can taunt people, you're stealthy, and you can shoot people. And you're good at climbing.
My charisma is -6.
Excellent. Good luck with that. Right. So because of your hideous amount of success in Mork Borg, I'm changing all the rules. We're giving up that game. We're going to play Savage Worlds instead in HardCon, but you have the chance to flip it back or to flip it into something else if you don't like what's going on. But it's the same task. You still are the same people at heart. You've just been transformed into these mad role-playing game characters in a different system. You're still up against the same task, the same problem as you walk into the HardCon. It is just a mess of people already setting up their booths. People are on stage having loud arguments about why Jar Jar Binks should never have been included in Star Wars. And there's a lot of argumentation going on. There's people wandering around desperately seeking safe spaces but getting none. There are, people huddled in corners, desperately sweating over mechanic systems they haven't completed and can they get their Kickstarter going. Sales teams are going crazy. They're already there selling. People are scrambling in the con to get every free role-playing book and piece of merchandise they can and just walking off with tons of it. Security is ragged. This is the scene as you arrive into the hardest con of all. You're going to con hard. And you have got to sell. But also you seem to have this corporate terrorist attack going on somewhere. And you've got to deal with that. Otherwise, existence is over. Can you do it? I don't know. We'll find out next year at this rate. Thank you for playing.